Hello everyone and welcome back to another repair video. Classic Arcade Repairs, Sean here with you. And this is another MCR set. This one, however, is a Domino Man. This is my first Domino Man, and I have the dual audio amp as well that goes along with it. And I also have over in the box the linear power supply board, which I guess I didn't expect that with this, so I think I'm just rebuilding it. I'll have to contact the owner and see what's up with that. But yeah, I actually didn't expect this either. But I'll recap it and resolder it. It's never been reflowed on the solder or anything like that, so it needs to be done. This will get the typical, and from what I understand, this thing doesn't do anything, doesn't come up on the screen at all. And what I will do is connect these and plug it in and see what happens, see if it does do anything. That would indicate a power supply issue. If it comes up a green screen, that's what was reported, was this just output a blank or green screen. So I'll do that. I'll hook these back up, check that out, see if this thing actually is dead or what. But this will get all of the regular maintenance, reflowing all of the solder on the interconnects. These things got to go. They're just no good. And then we'll go from there once we get good connections. And I'll probably dump all of the software and just verify that all the software is good. And those will be the routine maintenance steps. But for now, I'm going to hook this back up. I'll get my harness out, and we'll power this thing up and see exactly what it does. All right, I have the stack all hooked up. I got the sound amp hooked up, power, and video. So let's go ahead and turn this thing on and see if we get anything. Nope. I actually heard it clicking. I think something is shorted in the power, so that's not good. Let me take it apart and just look at some stuff, because yeah, the power supply was clicking, so there's a short somewhere. So let me look into that. All right, I actually just disconnected this board because this is probably where the short's at. So I'll just disconnect that board and let's turn it back on. Yeah, it's not clicking anymore. This board has a short. The SSIO board has a short circuit. And we'll see if we get anything on the screen. Doesn't look like it. Oh, here comes something. It's not synced. I don't know. Do I have the sync hooked up correctly? I don't know. I see something though. I probably don't have the sync hooked up correctly. Let me check that and I'll be back. Yeah, I had to redo the or just change the sync setup a little bit. And it is coming up dead. Just some garbage. Domino Man. All right. Okay. Oh, there's a burnt part right there. I just looking right there. Blew up. That's probably the short right there. What happens with these, as well as Midway, this is Midway, as well as the MCR, or this is MCR, the card rack stuff like Gorf. These right here, these caps are rated They're rated 25 volts. Yeah, 25 volts. And in 5-volt circuits, they never blow up. Those things are also on the CPU board filtering 5-volt rails, and they never blow up. I have never seen one shorted or blown up on a 5-volt rail. But on 12-volt rails, they always blow up. They just do not last on a 5-volt rail. So, or on a 12-volt rail. So all of these filtering 12 volts get replaced. Every single one of them. Because they explode. That's all there is to it. They're constantly shorting. So we'll fix that, replace that, remove the short, and then get back to what I was talking about with all the maintenance stuff. Before we really even do any troubleshooting or anything, it's just dumping the software, resoldering the connections, getting rid of these things. These could be the whole problem, these stupid things. Yeah. Checking all the RAM, the CPU. Could be a dead CPU. Could be a CPU socket. Who knows? We'll look into it all. So let me go ahead and start taking this board set apart. And then first thing we're going to do is this board. We're going to recondition this board, get rid of the short circuit. Put new caps in on the 12-volt filtering rail and go from there. Okay, yeah, these two caps right here, the one that's all burnt up and the one right next to it, are both shorted. The telltale beep of the meter. But with these two cut off of the circuit, the actual rail is no longer shorted. Just the caps. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and remove all of those 12-volt filters. Get rid of them all. Alright, got the 3 boards taken apart, and I thought it was kind of cool. I've never seen a blue MCR board. So that is pretty cool. I've never seen that. I just wanted to point that out. And I like how this has, it doesn't have plastic standoffs. This has all metal standoffs putting the board set together, which is kind of cool. Yeah, just how MCR, probably later MCR stuff here. You know, 83. So, interesting. All right, moving on. All right, I'm in the process of dumping all of the software, and this is A7 on the soundboard, and it looks like it's blank. F000 is a blank 4K chip. Yeah. So this one's looking like it's no good. We'll see though. I mean, yeah, obviously it's blank, so probably damaged inside. Okay, I'm just finishing up with the EEPROMs. This is the A7 for the soundboard, which was bad, and also all 4 of the program ROMs on the CPU board were not in MAME. Now I don't know. It says it did not program correctly. I'll have to put another chip in there. It's probably, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if the 4 program ROMs are a version of Domino Man that is not in MAME. I don't know. But the 4 program ROMs that were on the board were definitely not in MAME. So I went ahead and burnt a known set of Domino Man ROMs. And yeah, I got to get another one. This is probably this is probably a 2732 or something like that I bought on eBay. That's labeled 2564. That's probably counterfeit. So let me grab another one of these and get that programmed, and then I'll be back with putting the boards together and seeing what we get. Okay, it is moment of truth time, and I verified all of the RAM is good. I just want to do a last spot check for orientation. Make sure everything's in the right way. These pals are good. That's right, yes. My new EPROMs here. And all the other ones verified good. Here's this new one here. Okay, good. Good. CPU. Okay. All right, we're ready to fire it up. Let's see what happens. Oh, I got to plug it all in. Come on now. Here's that, and here's the monitor. And let's go. It is on. Let's see if it does anything. I didn't hear any pop out of the sound amp. Yeah, it just looks like garbage on the screen again. Up here. Okay, so it's not really doing anything. Okay. And reset doesn't do anything. Okay, first things first, let's try new CPUs. Might have a dead CPU, who knows. So I'll go ahead and do that, and we'll be back. Okay, I put in a new CPU. There's the old one. And it looks like Domino Man's working. I need to look this up on, just watch some videos of it online. I don't know what this is even supposed to look like, to be honest. Yeah, it looks good. It looks right. I just don't know if the colors are right, to be honest. The little dude looks good. I think my colors could be adjusted a little bit. Yeah, little dude. Setting up dominoes. Interesting. All right. Okay. Well, that's promising. So let me, I'm going to have to figure out, I need to print off the controls so that I can, actually, I think I'm going to mess with my harness. What I need to do is I need to make this thing MCR with an adapter to plug in random other games, because there's so many MCR games. This is set up for Tron. I can do Tron perfectly with this, but I can't do anything else really. So I need to just make other I/O harnesses to fit into this. That's what I'm trying to say. I need to make an adapter in here so that I can put regular or multiple I/O formatting into my MCR setup. So that's what I'm going to work on. But this looks like, you know what, let's do this. Let's take those other EEPROMs, these guys right here. These are the EEPROMs that were the program ROMs that go right here. I want to put those in this board and see if they do anything. Is it a version that's not in MAME? I really don't know. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I put those originals back in the board, and it's working. So this is apparently a version of Domino Man that is not in MAME. Interesting, huh? Every now and again I find something like that. Cool. Yeah. So I will just, I'll erase and keep my EEPROMs. It's just strange that they're all different. A lot of times a Domino Man, like it'll have in MAME, say you have Domino Man and Domino Man B or something like that, and it's like one ROM different, you know. But this, all four of them are different. Totally different code. It's weird. But we're going to keep it the way it is. We're going to leave these in it. So this was the only really bad ROM, was this guy right here. And I did my maintenance. There were so many cracked solder joints, as there always are, along through here and here. And you can see I recapped the 12 capacitors. There's always 12 capacitors that I do when I do one of these boards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Those are the 12 caps I always replace on these boards. Yeah. But yeah, so that's cool. I'm going to go ahead and erase these and just put them back up. But I'm going to do like I said I was going to do before. And I want to... I got to do something with this harness so that I can do different games and actually play them. So, yeah. I'll be back once I do that. It's getting kind of late, so I'll probably work on that tomorrow. And I love this blue board. I've never seen a blue MCR board. It's just cool. Yep, and I'm going to have to crimp some new connectors for this board set, because these things are trash. So I'll crimp up some new connectors, and this thing we'll get it right. I'll be playing it. We'll just make sure that this board's good with the these two guys, you know, and all that. Cool. All right. I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm done for the night. But I am going to go ahead and get these erased. So, cool. All right. See you tomorrow. Okay. Well, this, the colors were not correct on this. I went and I looked at some videos and I pulled it up on MAME, and it was not correct. So, I mean, now Domino Man. Now you will see it is correct. Yeah, it's kind of a greenish color. The green was not coming through good on my thing. It's just the it was the connection here. That's all it is. That's all it was this connection. I can't duplicate the bad connection. I don't know. Weird. Yeah. But that was the problem. It's good now. Good to go. You can clearly see the dominoes now. We were like missing green. And I did contact the people over at the MAME development team and sent these files over. This is interesting. Check this out. Satan's Hollow. Crossed off, and you can see DM is written on the top of the tag. So these ROMs were meant for Satan's Hollow. And on this one you can see November 10th date stamp on there. See that right there, November 10th. So this is a very early version of Domino Man. And I did take good pictures of the board set and everything, and I sent the files over to MAME. So the next update of MAME, this should be in it. And you'll see I'll be credited for them. And I'm being credited as Arcade Doc, my KLOV name. So yeah, my first credit on MAME. How about that? Yeah. Early Domino Man. Excellent. Yeah, but this thing is good to go as long as the soundboard's good. I still have not done my harness. I'm going to do that now. This thing's run for about 4 hours today. So this board set is solid. So all I need to do is create to where I want to be able to play this game. So I need to wire that up. So I'm going to do that. And yeah, play some Domino Man here in a bit. So let me get to that, and I'll show you my harness, what I do to it. I'm going to end up cutting wires and putting in a connector so that I can quick disconnect different game I/O connections. So yeah, I'll be back. Okay, and I put a disconnect in here. It's basically severed and separated right here. And this is my Tron harness, exclusive. And now what I can do is use female 12 position amp plugs to build harnesses for other games and to plug into here. But unfortunately, I barely had enough pins to do this. I'm all out of 084 pins, amp pins. So I'm going to have to order some more amp female and male pins, and I'm going to order some more 12 position female housings, because I've got tons of the male housings, but I've only got a couple of these. And these are the ones that I need to build my harnesses to adapt to this. So yeah. This is the part that's universal. With the video plug. Yeah. So, cool. Well, all right. So for this, I'm just going to have to print off the pinout for this game. I need to crimp new connectors. And I'm going to get the pin out, and we'll just go into test mode and use the ground, ground out the inputs to and do channel tests and all that kind of stuff for our sounds. Until I get more pins, I can't build a harness to do any testing. So that's where we're at for this one. But I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll be back. Let me crimp up some new interconnects for that thing, and we'll be back. All right, Domino Man has nice, new, beautiful, freshly crimped rainbow ribbon cables. Uh-oh. We're missing some sprites. Darn it. You know what that means? That means one of our cables is not good. Alright. I will... one of the video cables isn't right. So we'll have to figure out which one of these cables is not good. I thought one of them got a little crooked when I crimped it. So we'll figure it out. Set up your dominoes, Domino Man. Watch out for the killer bee. Good job. Yeah, this one was bad, and you can see where it kind of went crooked as I crimped it. So I'm going to cut this off and crimp another one onto it. See if it fixes it. All right. I'll be back. Okay, I recrimped a new one on a new crimp connector on there. Yeah. Domino Man is doing his domino thing. So now all I have to do is hook the sound amp up to it and go through this thing with the test mode and the sounds and all that. The cables are now good. Yeah, very good. And this board has run for about 4 or 5 hours, so it is solid. Let me go ahead and we'll just do some sound tests, and I do have to. He sent along his sound amp board, and I'll test his sound amp board. I'll recap it and reflow all the solder on it and everything. So make sure the amps are good. And yeah, well, let's get to it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and set the camera up on the tripod, and we'll go through some other input tests and stuff like that. Alright, let's do this. We know our channels are all good. Let's go down to sound test. And, oops. Yeah, let's do all sounds, I guess. the sounds are good. I had to turn it up a little bit. I'll turn it back down. Let's go to exit. That didn't work. And okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. How about player input? Go down to. Come on. There we go. All right. Player 1 start. Coin. Coin. Okay. Player 1 SWAT. We already know that works. Down 13, 12, 11, and 10. 13. Okay. Service is 7. That's service. And we got coin and coin. 2 players is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on this guy. 2 player. That is everything. Now let's go ahead and take it out of test and reset. And that's it. That's all of the tests. Domino Man. Looking good. Okay. So that is it. I'm just going to let this thing run for another hour or two for the heck of it. And call this one good. We had a bad ROM, a lot of maintenance work as always. The ROMs, the program ROMs, are not in MAME. Now they will be. And they said, the email from the MAME people said that in the next release, this version of Domino Man will be in the new version of MAME, which is pretty cool. Had to replace these crimp new connectors for longevity's sake. Yeah, that's about it. 'Tis about it. So thanks for watching, everyone, and we will see you on the next Classic Arcade Repair. I'm not gonna include the sound amp in this. It's kind of trivial. I'm just gonna reflow solder and stuff on it, and then I'll plug it in and make sure it works. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this one right here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next Classic Arcade Repair. Bye for now. Well, I guess I'm going to tack this on the end of this repair because unfortunately I did recap this and I reflowed the solders on these two guys. This is some crusty crap solder. But I was able to reflow the solder on this. Resolder it actually. I need to clean it up yet. And I resoldered the amps. And these are all crusty, but these amps are both bad. This one is completely dead. And this one, if you mess around with it a little bit, it'll start kind of working, and then it'll pop and pop and pop, and then it'll work for a little bit. I got to replace both of these amps. So I will do that and then hook this thing back up and test it. Okay, got a couple brand new amps installed. I'll put the board back up here, hook it up, and here's the old ones. And my fear is that these are counterfeit because they're like lasered, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Okay, we're back hooked up. We're in test, and I'm going to do the channel test. And if the channel test works, I mean, so far I don't hear that annoying popping over and over again. One more. All right. That's the same thing it was doing. Let me hook back up to my amp and see if this is the amp or the board. I'm back on my amp. So one of those amps was no good that I put in the board apparently. All right. And I noticed this one was getting really hot. So I think it's this one. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Damn, that thing is still hot. Yeah, this thing's still hot. All right. I'll figure it out. Well, I figured out what it was. And one of these amps is actually good, if not both of them, to be honest. It was caps. It was the tantalum capacitors. This is one that I had in stock off of a board. So I just threw that in there. I'm going to put this back in it. I'm going to put this nice one back in there. And I believe these might be good. I'm not exactly positive. One of them, I actually think one of them is bad. But I don't know which one. So I'm just going to put these in a bag. And this will have 2 new amps. I'll keep this guy. But it was the little tantalum capacitors. And they were not bad. They actually tested good. They weren't shorted. But the little green one, when I would put my ohm meter on it, it would really quickly show me some kind of a resistance, and then it would say over limit. So it had tantalum caps that were leaky, and that was killing that amp. And that's what I was talking about on my other video with that leakage tester. Leaky caps, even though they look like they're good, they can totally kill a circuit. And you just saw that right here, because that cap wasn't exploded, it was not shorted, but it was killing that sound section. It was a tantalum. So, yeah, that's what it was. I'm going to go ahead and put this nice thing back in there with the heatsink that goes with it. So he'll have 2 new amps. And, yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll clean... I don't know. You know what I really want to do is I want to clean these up and see if they're good. But, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put this one back in it. Alright, let me do that. I'll be back. Alright, and there you have it. 2 new amps. All new Nichicon caps. And resoldered. All the solder's reflowed. So that is about as good of an amp as you're going to get. So I'll go ahead and hook it up, and we'll just make sure it works, and that'll be it for this. All right, and there it is, all hooked up. So we'll do our channel test first. I'm just Scroll down. Channel test, bit 5. There we go. Reset. That's perfect. Now we'll just do all sounds and we'll call it good. Go to, let's move down. Darn it. Come on now. Let's move down 1 to sounds. Okay. And then 5. Okay. All sounds. That's it. That's all sounds. So now the sound amp is good to go. Yeah, bad caps. Bad tantalum capacitors. But not shorted. You wouldn't know it. I mean, I took them out and tested them. They tested right at the microfarad that they were supposed to be at. But they were leaking. You know, leaking DC across the cap. Killing the circuit. So that was the culprit. It's a good thing he sent his sound amp, I'll tell you that much. Otherwise he'd have had really no sounds. Maybe the one channel was working. After I messed with it, I got the one channel to work. So I don't know what that was all about, but the one channel was dead, but that might have been a good amp. I don't know. I'm keeping those amps, but I don't know if they're good or not, to be honest. I think one of them was actually bad. But like I said, I'm not 100% sure. But this is great now. All right, now guys, I'm going to end this one. Sound amp and board set repair. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next Classic Arcade Repair. Bye for now.